So when Richard said, "Oh, you get the chest," guess where my mind went? Yeah, I know. I went the female chest, aka the boobs. Yes, that's right. And then I realized, oh, it's the chest, the thorax, if you will. Yes, that would be the proper term for it. Yeah. The thorax is part of the anatomy that is located between the neck and the abdomen. The contents of the thorax include the heart, the lungs, thymus gland, and major and minor pectoral muscles, the trapezius muscles, and the neck muscles. Now there are two parts to the structure. You correcting my spelling of Latin? Or no. So, my pronunciation of Latin. He had the voice. So there are two parts of the structure of the chest. You have the internal structure and the external structure. Bear with me. The internal structure consists of the diaphragm, esophagus, trachea, and part of the sternum, as well as the content of the thoracic abdomen, stomach, kidney, adrenal, pancreas, spleen, and lower esophagus. Now the arteries there will include, arteries and veins actually, can include the aorta, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and pulmonary arteries. The bones will include the shoulder sockets containing the upper part of the humerus, the scapula, the sternum, the thoracic portion of the spine, collarbone, the rib cage, and floating ribs. The external structures include the nipples. That's it. At least counts two of them, right? And so let's start there. Why do men have nipples? That question was posed. There is an answer, kind of going back to the embryonic level, but it makes me think of all the technology in my house. I have some tech that dates all the way back to the late 1970s. Now, if you pick up one of these items, turn them around, on the back you'll see a series of ports, jacks, sockets, input, output, outlets. Now, these are all designed so one device can connect to another device. Some get used, some used to be used, some are obsolete, some wound up never getting used, some can be converted. Thanks to Radio Shack's endless supply of gender-bending attachments and adapters. Then there are some, you're not sure what they're for, but you're told they'll be used for technology that's not on the market as of yet. Perhaps that is why we have. Just a theory. Maybe Wi-Fi. You can get your Netflix. You can charge your smartphone. Just a thought. Maybe we haven't gotten to that evolutionary point. But let's look at the chest in another way. We often associate the chest with the heart, not necessarily the blood pumping organ, but the heart that expresses the emotions, passion, love. We also associate the chest with the rib cage, which is the man's armor. Now this is very strong, but it can't keep our heart from breaking. Imagine, as infants, we take, our nap on our father's chest. It's a wonderful bonding time. Now, I am not a father. I have cats. When our cat Calypso was a kitten, I was going to say a baby, but a kitten, her mother kind of got rid of her when she was tired of parenting. So we got her a little ahead of schedule. She was not even 2 pounds. And just the cutest little thing, but we developed this routine really quickly. I'd come home from work, I'd go to the sofa, lie down, she would immediately jump onto my chest, roll up into a little ball about the size of a cinnamon roll, and she'd go right to sleep. Now when she gets that little kitten purr going, I fall asleep within 5 minutes. And I do want to stress that this was a quality hour of sleep, a nap that you can really brag about. And we were bonding. And then sometimes in bed, one of the cats might decide to go to sleep on my chest, and then Donna, my wife, will put her head on my chest. And I am pinned. And I can't move. And then she's going, well, you make us feel safe. So not only is the chest protecting me internally, it's protecting those around me externally. So it's nice to know that I can do more than just open jars and kill spiders. When we learn to walk, When we learn to walk, our chest is important because we stick our chest out, right? To get our balance, and we just, we're out ready to conquer each new room, right? And that eventually becomes our defensive posture, right? Because our chest comes out, our shoulders go back. We try to strike a pose like Superman. It makes us look bigger. And if it works, great. It might be legitimate. I might be ready to kick your ass. I might be bluffing. You never know. Right? And then at some point we will be introduced to fear or common sense or whatever. Then, the chest goes in, the shoulders go forward. You take a more normal posture. It's just amazing because soldiers are told, shoulders back, chest out, right? But boxers, shoulders forward, chest in. You're protecting the arms and everything. You're protecting the chest and the face. And, your chest comes out often, even though we don't kill our dinner or slay our foes necessarily. We will stick our chest out when we fix the car. Or we get a good deal on a car. Or we fix the computer. Or we have a good fight with a telemarketer, anything like that just makes you want to just, get primal or impersonate Tim Allen. When Donna and I were dating, we were told by a lot of friends and family that people would have a problem with an interracial couple, and you have to be prepared for that. Nobody ever said how to prepare for that. They just said you had to be prepared for that. And I just knew that I could not engage a narrow-minded, bigoted asshole on an intellectual level, so I was really stuck for what to do. One day, we're at a photocopying place. We're getting our resumes copied. And I'm flirting with Donna while we're waiting. And this tap on the shoulder comes, and I hear, "Are you two together?" And I turn around, chest up, shoulders back. "Yeah? You got a problem with that?" It is a 6'3" African-American guy who outweighs me by at least 100 pounds. Thinking, what the hell did I just do? But the girlfriend's there, and it's like, well, I'm gonna hold this posture. When he realizes that, yeah, we are actually dating, his shoulders come forward, his chest goes in, and he goes, "Oh, thank God. I thought you were bugging her. I was going to go over and say, hey, quit bothering my little sister." Then my chest goes in, my shoulders. Then when we realized, wow, we were both big assholes there. Then it was like, oh, yeah, a lot of breathing of, relief. I don't like it when somebody is poking my chest. It starts with your head when you're little. When are you going to get that through your skull? But then it kind of graduates up here. Women have nails. That hurts. Guys have big, strong fingers. And sometimes they like to use each word for a poke. Sometimes it's each little syllable. Did I get the point he was making? No, I think he's an asshole for doing that. That's all I remember out of it. When I waited tables, there was a girl from Israel, Haya. When she would get mad, she'd always punch my chest. And she wasn't mad at me, she just had to get out the frustration, and she'd go, you. But with her accent, it was, Jew. And I said, wait, you're from Israel, why are you calling me the Jew? When Donna and I were dating, she would be flirty, and she would always punch me in the chest. Then one time she got really pissed off at me, and she punched me in the chest. That's love. We can't see our chest at heart, but we use our chest to illustrate, like a canvas. We could draw a Valentine to simulate the heart, or we could, make the gestures of the heart beating. When we want to express the love of the country, we do the Pledge of Allegiance, hand over heart, right? The idea is that when your hand is over your heart and you're speaking, you must be telling the truth. When I was a kid, there was a weatherman, Dr. George Fishbeck, who ended each broadcast. You know what I'm talking about, right? The hand over the heart, that means he meant every single word. And of course, in tribute, when you saw all the photos and when he died recently, every shot was that. Robin Williams did a gesture like this on Johnny Carson's penultimate Tonight Show. Remember after Bette Midler sang One More for the Road? And the applause was just so amazing, and Johnny has to close the show, and he thanks Bette Midler, who just ran backstage, and he looks at Robin and said, "I want to thank Robin, thank you, my friend. The applause is great." And Robin just does that to Johnny. That's all. It's like Robin Williams at a loss for words. You never saw him at a loss for words. When he entered the stage, the chest was out. You know, Superman pose. He dared you not to laugh. And then, in order to repair his heart, they had to crack his armor. They had to break him open. And between that physical trauma and the medications and the depression, one thing led to another. And then we hear the news. And then we're the ones who are heartbroken, because this can't protect that type of heartbreak. An optimist makes me think that the circumstances will teach us about the human condition, that depression is not a weakness, that this is a real thing. You're not just bummed out, and Robin Williams was not less of a man because he suffered from this. And even though we can't physically lower the shield, let's say, we have to risk somehow metaphorically, emotionally lowering it, because otherwise we will never feel true love, feelings, emotion. If you aren't able to lower this shield, you are not alive. And perhaps the great and powerful Oz said it best. A heart is not judged by how much you love, but how much you are loved by others. In closing, let me just say,